Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, y'all. How are you doing? Hope y'all had a great New Year, a great holiday. Got rest, whatever you needed to do. Had a good time with family. I know I did. Good morning, Max, Shadow, Will, John, Greasy. Hey, everybody. Tony, Benton, Peter. Good to see y'all. Good to see everybody. I am glad to be back. One second here. Okay. Yep, 2026. Let's have a great year. Hope y'all are ready because I think we're going to have a great year this year. All right, so let's jump into the charts here. Let's go to the daily. Got to kind of recap what's going on. So, what I'm looking at this morning is all I did was note, well, we still have this area here that we never traded down into. So, I'm always aware and cautious of this. When I have something like this and it has not been traded to, I'm like, all right, like some point it's going to come back there, but it's been a while and it has not. So it's kind of, I'm not really too concerned about it, but I'm just aware of it. Then, of course, we have this swing low. And then I'm looking at all this area here. And I want to see if we can get up through that or not. That's inversions basically. And then up here we have a small SIBI, a fair value gap, daily fair value gap, which we left. And you can see this wick right here came up, tapped it, came back down. But now we're opening and we're up. Of course, there's a lot going on. The whole Venezuela thing and some things in the geopolitical news world. So we'll see how that affects it. And then over here on the left, we still have this daily fair value gap there that we never touched. We got close over here. Never went into it. So just kind of watching. I don't really have a true bias on the daily. Kind of neutral. So we'll see. The 4 hour, we do have this big fair value gap here. This SIBI, which we're basically rebalancing it now. So we're trading all the way back to the wick here that created it. We're almost there. So we'll see what we do. This is kind of a crucial area right here for me. This area, and I'll show you why further. But I want to see, this area is going to tell me if we're going to go push back down or if we're going to go up from here. It's kind of what I'm looking at. Dropping down to the 1 hour, same thing, that big fair value gap. This happened Friday morning. We're rebalancing it there. On the way it back up, have a little 1 hour fair value gap right here. Not too much else. Not too much else. And then this right here is a new week opening gap for today. And you'll see that on the 15-minute chart when I get to that, which let's go there now. 15-minute chart. So basically I'm looking at this range, this dealing range right here. This high and this low. So we're making our way back, as it seems for now, right? Pushing our way up. Have some fair value gaps here, but then we have the London range, which I always like to watch. We have the London range, the high and the low. The low has been untouched. The high we've traded up through. So now we're doing like basically a run up here. So this is that area. There's a big 15-minute fair value gap. This is this area here. I want to see, all right, are we going to, the market's open now. Are we going to continue to push up through it, or are we somewhere in this area going to come back down? And if we do come down, we have the London low here and the Asia low, but we have a lot of smoothness down here. So I'm looking at this as a sell side liquidity, which would be an internal range liquidity. And then we have the new week opening gap there. So I could see us returning to this area if we can't get past this. If we get past this, then I'll be looking for us to go, to continue up to this daily fair value gap probably. If we can't get past this area, then I'll be looking for us to return to this internal range liquidity right in here, maybe this new week opening gap. So that's kind of what I'm looking at today, and we'll see what comes out of it. And let's check real quick before I do anything else for this opening range gap. And we have our opening there. We have our close down here. So we're going to have a pretty big opening range gap, which makes sense because we have that big new week opening gap there. All right, so let's see what happens here. Morning, Chris. All right, y'all. Let's see. One second here. Oh, oops. Sorry, I was trying to click something and I was getting an error. Just trying to figure out what was going on. I didn't know. A little rusty. Little rusty here. Okay, we're back. All right, so we are rejecting that area. Yes, good point, John. We do have news. Good morning, Erlen. News at 10 a.m., which I forgot to mention. But yes, we do have news at 10 a.m. Now, we are pushing down, so I do like this rejection in here. And because of this, I am looking. I mean, I'll take a short down to that area I mentioned if I get an opportunity. Okay. So we'll see if we get a fair value gap in here somewhere. If we do, then I may look to short that. It's pretty early, but okay, it did not. It rebalanced. Because I do like a run down to this area. If we get it. If not, if this holds up, then yeah. And that's because so like right now, like I said, I'm kind of neutral on the higher time frames. Well, on the daily. Excuse me. I am a bit neutral at the moment. So I'm relying on more so of this 15-minute the chart. I mean, I kind of rely on that more anyways. And we did get this fair value gap right here as well on the 15. We got this one, and we already traded through it. So we already rebalanced it. We haven't had, there's no inversion, but it rebalanced. And I'm going to get rid of this one because I know that's there. I don't like so much on my chart like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I hate being gone for so long and not trading for so long because when you come back, now I did do a lot of review and, all that good stuff and try to keep fresh, but there's nothing like being in the live market, so All right, I'm going to get rid of this 15-minute fair value gap because I know it's there and we have traded through it, so I'm not too concerned about it right this second. Hitting this 15-minute, coming back to that London range. See if we can get something here. I do like a short preferably right now. Oh, and what I was going to say about that 15-minute chart, too, we were in the premium of that dealing range that I was talking about. Here, let's go look at the 15-minute real quick since we got a little bit of time. That dealing range right here, if you measure the high to the low, the midpoint was pretty close to where we are now, and we were up in the premium of that, so I do like that. We'll see if we get a fair value gap in here or not. Nope. Like I say, I'm not fully convinced. Not fully convinced we're going short yet either. So for today, I'm really just letting it show its hand and see what it wants to do. And then also, you know, that 10 a.m. news. You gotta watch out for that. It is NFP week as well, NFP Friday. So we're coming back. A lot of news this week. A lot of geopolitical news. Like a lot going on. Got this whole silver craze going on. You got a lot of stuff happening. So all you gotta do is just be patient and continue doing what you normally do. Just look for the same stuff. Play your money management, all that good stuff. So like I say on my commenting a little bit on Facebook, like I'm really, one of my goals for this year for trading is I like to say I'm pretty disciplined, but to be even more disciplined with my pre-trading. So I want to be more disciplined with my pre-trading, meaning like I got real complacent with I pretty much know what I'm looking for and the same routine in the morning and all that. But sometimes, like y'all know, like some of y'all know, and Will mentions this all the time, like, hey, that sticky note. I have a sticky note on my monitor. But normally, like saying don't break my rules and whatever. But what I realized too is like I was thinking about it and I was like, when's the last time I read that sticky note? Like, when's the last time I actually looked at it and was like, yeah, let's not break my rules today. It's just become a little thing on my monitor. Like, I hardly ever even look at it. So I'm trying to bring that consciousness and that awareness to my trading before I trade. So I used to have like a pre-trade routine where I'd do certain things, like a whole, like away from the computer routine. And then I'd come to the computer, I'd sit down, I'd write stuff down. Like I kind of got away from that. So that's really what I'm looking to get back into, is to sit down with enough time, clear the mind, like write down what I'm looking for, my rules, write down that I'm not going to break my rules, those things like that. Because, and I've said this to many people before, and I used to not be a writer. Like I used to not write stuff. I hated writing. I hated taking notes. Like, to me, I was always like, oh, I'll remember. Well, it's impossible to remember everything. Like, and there's literal, like, scientific proof that when you write, the translation from your brain to your hand, pen to paper, literally helps you retain over 80% of what you're trying to accomplish versus not. So like 80% more retention when you do that. So that's a big focus of mine for this year. I'm watching here to see if we get, like, we're trying to come down lower, but and we have plenty more room to go down if we do go down. Like, it just might be a little bit of a bumpy ride. But usually when I say that, it just shoots down and just keeps going and I don't end up getting anything. I don't know, Shadow. Why does it? I hate when that happens. Especially when you're sitting there and you're like, connection lost. What? Don't mention when you're in a trade and you hear that. Holy. That's like the worst sound you can hear while you're in a trade. Other than like stop filled or something. All right, we're hitting that 1 hour fair value gap. Right down to the 8:30 opening price. This may keep pushing down, but the thing is we have that news at 10 a.m. And it might not be clean. It might not be pretty. Yeah. Stop field. I actually have all of my sound off of Ninja Trader. Like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear any of that negative stuff. But also what I did, so there's so many little things I do for my, mental, my psychology, the mental game. And, as far as like, y'all have always heard me talk about, I don't like seeing the dollars on my charts, and I like looking at everything in ticks and points and like small things like that, right? One other small thing, why I don't have any sounds is because it helps me monitor my trades more. Monitor actually looking at my positions and things like that. Because sometimes it's easy to forget, right? It's easy to not look at that stuff. But if I have no sound, I have to look over and look at my copier and look at my positions and all that. And, it makes just another thing that creates a habit for me. Because how many times have you thought you were closed out and you look over and you're not? You have a ghost order, a trade or something. It's like, oh my God. But and we all know we should monitor our trades, but sometimes it's just, you just forget, especially if you have multiple monitors like I do. Like I got a bunch of monitors and, I'm always looking here, there, everywhere. So, but if I have no sound, I have to look. I'm like, okay, did I get closed out? Am I in a trade? Like, what's going on? Oh, Nightbot. Hey, good morning, Nightbot. Oh, yeah, this thing is too... Happy New Year to you, J Steph. Nightbot didn't like the caps, I guess. I forgot. I need to adjust go look and adjust these Nightbot settings. It's because those spammers, when they jump on YouTube channels, they use like all caps and a bunch of emojis. So the Nightbot looks at that like, are you one of those spammers? Well, Shadow, hopefully there's no... Oh, you know what? I'm glad I looked. My copier was off. It is on now. Hope there's not a rhythmic issue. I haven't had any disconnect, I don't think. Well, no, I haven't because my copier has always been pretty clear. All All right. Pull back to that 1 hour fair value gap. We have a 5-minute fair value gap right here as well that I'm looking at, and we're just trading straight through it like it doesn't exist. So I was kind of looking at this on the 5-minute. This order block, see how this took the lows here? And I bet you if I mark this candle, it went down to about the midpoint of it. Look at that. Went down to right about the midpoint of this order block. And it's coming up and completely no care at all about this 5-minute fair value gap. So we might want to go up. And I know I'm ready. Oh, by the way, if you're getting Apex accounts, that 90% off is still going on until tomorrow. But as far as I know, I haven't heard of any extension for the PA fees yet. So if you get more of those accounts, the PA discount ends tomorrow as well. That's I don't have any other update on that. When I do, I'll let y'all know. But that's what I know for now. So if you do buy some, get those things funded. I know I'm trying to get. I have 11, so I'm trying to get my 9 more PAs. Anybody trying to get to 20 PAs this year? 20 PAs is nice. 20 PAs are really nice, and that's what really helped me last year when I finally. Well, when was it? Yeah, I guess the beginning of 2025. No, the end of 2024 is when I had all 20, I think. Yeah, that's when I had all 20. But once I had all 20, that actually helped me slow down my trading as well. Because, man, that multiplication is just beautiful. You have 20 accounts making $200 a piece even. Just small amount. That's, I mean, leverage. Leveraged. Yeah, John, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly how I got my 20 the first time. I just bought them in batches. Like the first ones I bought out of pocket. 3. I bought 3 when they had a sale. And then for those 3, took the payouts, got them to pay out, took the payouts, bought like 4 more. Got those to pay out, bought more. And I think it took me like 4 times or so to get my 20. I'm not doing that anymore because, well, for right now, for the rest of these 9, because I still technically have profits that I withdrew last year. So I'm kind of taking it out of that bucket. Yeah, I did not invert that 5-minute. Did not invert that 5-minute. Now I'm looking. Again, we have that news though. So, but I'm watching right here to see if we get this fair value gap. So even though I'm blabbing off and talking, I'm usually still watching the charts. Let's see if we get this one. And we have not inverted this 15-minute fair value gap, but we have, nope, nothing there. But we have traded through it. So Who all traded? Did anybody trade the last couple weeks? I'm wondering if y'all traded. There's nothing wrong with trading the last couple weeks. As long as you have that extra discipline. All right, 9:51. Now I feel like we're just waiting for news. Yeah, Erlen. That's how I feel. I mean, while I wasn't trading though, I was when I could opening charts and just letting them just watching just to kind of keep my eyes trained on how the candles paint and all that stuff. But yeah, red December made up for it last Friday in one trade. Nice. That always works. Hey, that's how you know money management's working out. If you're red and then you can make it up in one trade, that's pretty good. That means typically that means you're managing your risk very well. So, mm, I bet we're gonna get this Bissy right here, this fair value gap, just because I don't want it. I bet it's gonna leave one right there. Watch. I bet it's gonna leave one there and just kind of throw some confliction at us. That's not one I'm looking to trade though. Yep. Of course we got this fair value gap right here. I knew that would happen. But I'm not looking to take a trade off of it. 6 minutes from news, and this is kind of for me anyways, in the middle of nowhere fair value gap. Normal sizing is slightly under a 1 to 3 RR, so wasn't an all-in type of thing. December wasn't that red. Nice. 1 to 3 RR. That's good. That's really good for sure. Yeah, I kind of felt like this market would kind of ping pong, if you want to say, back and forth a little bit here. Because, like I said, I had that fair value gap here, this SIBI, where we ran up into here. And then you have all this area right here that's kind of like, well, we're going to go back down through that or not? So, Just gotta kind of wait and see. Right in this area right here. This, I guess, what's this? I could say 550 up to, man, that's about a 100-point range there. About 550 to 650. Kind of like, what are you doing here? I did get sick over the Christmas holiday though, and that sucked. All this flu stuff going around. I didn't have the flu, I don't think, but man, I got all kinds of congestion and all in my chest, and it was terrible. So still coughing here and there a little bit, getting that out of my chest, but yeah, that sucked. And then over here in the Houston area, we get these wild, crazy swings of weather that are just terrible. 40 degrees one day, the next day 80 degrees. Hate it. All right, so this is an inversion now. Let's see if we get... This might be our moment to go, that it'll go down now. Maybe. I'm going to get rid of this 15-minute fair value gap because I know it's there and we've traded through it multiple times. See if we get this SIBI here overlapping or not. Not looking to trade it though yet because we're still in the same kind of ugly area. And news in less than 2 minutes now. Even though I think we'll just go down. Let's see, what was that news today? I forgot. Oh, ISM manufacturing PMI. Yeah. Let's see here. One minute till the news. Man, look at that. Complete disregard for this area. Any imbalances in this area doesn't matter. Doesn't care about them. Even if this doesn't technically create an inversion, it's not. It's waiting for this news now. 30 seconds. Yeah. Man, I hate the weather here. Texas weather is the worst. That's why I wish I lived in Florida. My wife hates it that I talk about that all the time. I'm like, if it's going to be hot and humid, it might as well have beautiful beaches. I'm just saying. Not poopy Galveston water. All right, news is out. News is out. I don't care about these fair value gaps anymore at all. You know, I've never been to California. Never been to the West Coast, but I haven't had one person tell me anything about the weather in California other than it's amazing. I'm a big, like, I love the outdoors, like just being outside. So I'm big on weather. All right, let's see if we get something going here. What are we going to do, NQ? What are we going to do? How are we starting off the new year? Fly out of Cincy. It was 11 degrees, landing in Phoenix. Whoo, man. Now that's a swing of temperature there. On the East Coast almost. At 11 degrees, landed in Phoenix at 82. Woo, man. That's definitely a swing, yeah. But y'all don't get a lot of humidity out there, though, do you? In Phoenix, Benton? It's like that dry heat, from what I've heard. I've never been out there either. The humidity is what's terrible for me. Like, when it's hot down here and humid, you step outside and you're just drenched in sweat in 2 seconds. Nice, yeah. NQ, what you gonna do? Man. Where are we going? Where are we going? Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw, I put out my website again. I had that free course for those of you. But it's like for a true beginner. True beginner course. People that are like, man, I see trading. I hear futures. I don't know what even a candle bar is. Like a candlestick. Like I don't know what anything is. That's who that course is for. I will have my advanced course that's going to be free as well of how I trade ICT concepts. And I'll dig in pretty deep on that one. But I mentioned the website because I did this a bit last year where I was doing like trade reviews and stuff like that after, like later in the day. In the evening, I'd come out with a trade review. I want to kind of get back to that as well. And I have a little blog that I put on the website that's going to have my trade recaps and stuff on it. So definitely want to dig in there. Put some trade recaps, some more detailed stuff on like what I see and all that. So I will be having that on there. And then also was thinking of, this is before I was trading live again. I was thinking of doing like some type of webinars and stuff, but I've just like talking sessions. But now that I'm trading live again, I kind of can do that here. I just want to be a little more active and involved in the community. All right, let's see. We're making our way up. Making our way up. There's still no fair value gap, though, on the 15-minute after the open. So y'all know, like, that is kind of a signal of mine that I like to look for. Is, are we creating a fair value gap? I don't have to have it, but I do like to see on the 15-minute, are we looking like we're going to create a fair value gap? And that's usually a pretty good indicator for me. Or if we already have one, like after the open. Now, also, y'all know I trade Apex, right? So, like Apex accounts. And I don't know if y'all saw over the last couple weeks, because a lot of people has been reaching out to me about it, about some emails going out and, you know, their MAE, basically checking their MAE violations and stuff a little bit differently. Not differently, but getting ahead of them. So I really like what Apex is doing a lot right now because basically, y'all know you don't really ever know where you stand, right? With when you're trading, like you have an idea, you're like, oh, I know I didn't break any rules. I don't think, whatever. There's a lot of people that don't exactly know the rules. They don't take the time to look at the rules. Which there's really not a lot. The main thing is risk management, right? If you're live in a trade, don't let it go more than 30% of your balance while you're in a trade. And it's really that's like the biggest thing. But before, you wouldn't really know anything until you submit a payout, and then your payout was reviewed and approved or denied, right? So now they've gotten ahead of that, where it's like every day you're gonna kind of know where you stand. So basically, if you violated an MAE, the MAE rule violation, you're gonna know by the next day, and you just start over. So like to me, if I violated a rule, whether it was, if I was, which I've never violated a rule, but if I did, I'd rather know pretty early, like right away, than trading another 10 days, 15 days, getting to payout. Then like, crap, now I got denied and I got to trade another 8 days. Now you're talking about a month later, right? Versus I'm trading, boom, I violated a rule today. Tomorrow I know. And then basically I just trade 8 more days and I'm good to go. So I do like what they're doing with all that. I don't know if y'all have heard a lot about that, but I do like that. And from what I'm hearing, there's a lot more of like if you get to pay out, you're going to get approved basically. Like that, those kind of things are happening. And I'm hearing there's a lot more coming out early 2026 with Apex that's just really going to further separate them from a lot of the other people that's come out. So I don't know specifics, but I know there's a lot in the pipeline. So y'all know I've always been trading with Apex, and I mean that's because my trading style like allows me to really have zero, I guess, concern. So just throwing that out there. Will they send us email of rule broken? Yeah. So you'll get an email as well, Alpha. So you'll know. And I've heard through the grapevine, there's a few more things that'll be like indicators that basically the goal is you knowing where you stand, right? So like right now, we're just trading and we don't exactly know where you stand. Like you know in your head. So, all right, I think we're gonna go up now. Maybe. Let's see. I'm watching this fair value gap because now we have this old new week opening gap and this daily fair value gap up here that I was mentioning earlier. Just depending on this area, if we can get up through it. They updated their FAQ with some information on that. I'll grab a link here in a minute because I did see that FAQ. All right, we got that fair value gap. Let's see what happens there. Okay, I put this blue line here because that's where the high of that 15-minute fair value gap is right there. The only thing I don't like right now is that we haven't made our way down to the midpoint of that opening range gap. But it's okay. That doesn't mean we have to go there. All right, let's see. Let's go down to the 15-second chart now. We're in this 1-minute fair value gap. Let's see if I can get a confirmation here or not. We may not. But let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to find that link. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we get here. I don't want to look for that link and miss something. All right. But let's see. Let's see if we can get a confirmation. We have not. I don't love how much we've traded through this 1 minute fair value gap yet. Yeah. See? Let's go back to the 1 minute now. See how it's like this could be an order block here. So we got to see this area if we're going to, yeah, it's not looking good now. But let's see. Might be accumulating in it a little bit. This could be a bullish order block here if we do go up. Right here. And it is accumulating in the upper portion of it right there. So right now, this would be a change in the state of delivery here. I don't love it, though. I don't love it right now. And I don't think we're going to go up. I think we may displace lower, but we'll see. Well. All right, I'm going to go long here. Oh, man. What happened? All right, my stop is at this low here, but I don't know what happened. 03. Why did nothing copy? Maybe that's a good thing nothing copied, but I don't know. Oh, I know why. I'm on global sim. Dang it. See? That's like the small stuff. That's the small stuff that you forget about. So I'm on global sim. Let's see if this holds up here. All right, let's see if I can copy this. And I'm just going to aim for the high of that 15. There we go. Now I'm in. The high of this 15-minute fair value gap up here at about 686. Let's go back to the 1 minute now. There we go. Well, let's see. I don't like that rejection there. Ooh, it's so close. I have a pretty small stop of about 18 points, so I'm good with this. But I don't like that rejection that it came up here and just like straight up rejected. But I do like this accumulation in here and staying in the upper half of this order block. So we'll see what we do here. Struggling a little bit. Don't know why it rejected right there. It's about the midpoint of that 15-minute fair value gap. Once we get up into these wicks up here, I'll probably move to break even just in case. Like up into these wicks. And I do want to see a closure above this swing high right here. Like I want to see a closure here. And then I'll go to break even. And I do want to see some displacement up. Like, give me displacement up with a fair value gap. Really struggling. We could take these highs and close above this that I marked. Then I'll look to move to break even. But keep struggling, though. I might have to get out. All right. Actually, I'm going to go to break even now. Because at this point, I want to see it displace and keep going. And if it can't, then it may not. It may not keep going. See? Let's see if it'll go. And if it doesn't and I get knocked out at even, like, I'm fine. Because I need it to, like... I like to be in a trade when it displaces and goes. I don't want it to come back and retest that fair value gap or anything like that. So at this point, I'll just sit and relax because I'm at break even. And, you know, I can't lose. Look at the bodies. They're struggling to close above that. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, 1021. Come on, 1021. Let's get some volume up. I mean, it's still in that 15-minute Sibby, that big one that I marked, where I had that blue line at the high of it. So, you know, might not be the easiest trade, as in going straight to target. Give me a fair value gap. Let's like get some nice clean displacement up. Little volume imbalance right there where it just went back into right here. See if that keeps, if price stays above that. Oh. Turn my P&L on. There we go. Come on, stay above that. Let's go. If it comes down and hits this line right here and holds and pushes up, then I'll bring my stop up right there. Actually, I'm going to bring my stop up there anyways, just to cover commissions. Ah, knocked me out. Knocked me out. Made a little bit. And I'm okay with that because I didn't want to see it come back down to this area. And if it did, I want it out. That's why I moved my stop there to break even. Or a little bit more. And also because I'm not like, this is still a pretty resistant, highly resistant area right here. And we never came down and hit the midpoint of the opening range gap. So that's why I was still a little bit hesitant on a long. But I got a 15-second confirmation. I only had an 18-point loss stop in there. And, you know, I was okay with the risk. And I liked that in this order block right here, we accumulated in that fair value gap and in the upper half of this order block. So that's what I liked. It's just price, the market right now. I mean, it's just, you know, it's kind of a pretty resistant area. I don't want to sit like, yeah, I could have kept my stop here. But at this point, with it failing to displace, I didn't really want to sit through that anymore. So let's go to the 15-minute. This is that. That's why I marked that blue line right in here. So you made it to the upper half, but it's just, it's a Monday. It's pretty resistant. So and, you know, I'm just getting back in it after a couple weeks. So, yeah, the action, I don't love the action today. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this being my first day back. It's probably going to displace up now, though, and keep going. This is probably going to be a nice bullish order block right here. But it's okay. Didn't love the action today. Came down, tapped that fair value gap one more time. Yeah. Not loving it. Here's that FAQ article, though. There you go. Like I said, I actually have more reasons for price to go down than up. So I was pretty hesitant on this long, and I'll move to break even decently quick. And yes, I did enter in with 2 positions on my live on this one because that first entry I had global sim on NinjaTrader, so it didn't copy. And I've been debating on moving up to 2 minis anyways on my live, and that was only an 18-point stop, so that's why I just went ahead and entered in with another position on that one, and with the copier going to copy that time, so that's why I was fine with that. Man, came right back. See, that's why I don't like. See, that's another thing. When I enter a trade, I like the market to be ready and it goes to my target, right? Like, I know you can't control it, but I don't like to sit through this. Even if this ends up working out and making its way up there, I'm completely okay with making my 2 points on this and just waiting for another day. I however, kind of feel like this is going to come down because I was more short on the 15-minute and lower time frames, more short biased, and we never made it. I just don't like when we have that big of an opening range gap and we don't make it to the midpoint of it. Like, I don't like that when you're going looking for a long. Let's throw in the upper quadrant here and see if we hit that. Where's the open here? Yeah, I guess we did make it. At least we made it to that upper quadrant, upper 25%, but still. All right, so now let me throw the date on this opening range gap in case if we don't fill it at all today. Okay, lock that one in. Yeah. Yep, UNQ. There you go. All right, well, that's going to be my day because I mean, yeah, it'll actually probably I think it'll if it clears this. See, now we're getting potentially some nice move up here. Yeah, I think the next target would be this new week opening gap and that daily fair value gap just below 800. Potentially, if we keep going up, right? Like those would be my targets. But we'll see though. I'm still trying not to marry these levels down here, but there's a lot of reasons to go down there. Did we hit that? Yeah, we have volume balance there. Potential entry there. If you think it's going to go up. Oh, shadow. Now that's dangerous. So a reason why I do kind of like this long is because now the 15-minute chart is looking like it's going to place a fair value gap. Well, still 15 more minutes, but it could be creating a fair value gap now. Yeah, that's scary there, Shadow. Yeah, very slow and lethargic market today. But There's an order block here on the 1 minute. I'm trying to see if we're going to pull back to. If we're going to pull back to this order block first, or if it's going to go up. I might take this long, actually. Yeah, I'm taking this long. I'm going to try it out. Another 19-point stop there. It might come back to this order block, though. $684. All right, here's that fair value gap. It's rebalanced it completely on the 15-minute. So let's see if we can keep going. That's the one thing that could happen. It could rebalance it and then keep going down. But at this point, I don't see why it's not going to just go up. It can continue up, but let's see. Sometimes on these like slow move ups like this, it'll just slam down and wipe everything out. So that's one thing I don't want it to happen. Like, yeah. Don't want it to come down to that. Let's see. Yeah. Got me. Oh, look, we might even get a suspension block here now. Right back down to this order block. Almost that order block. See how it stopped right at that 15-minute fair value gap? Potentially could be just rebalancing that before going down to those levels that I had. So we didn't get a suspension block, but look at this volume balance we have here now. Yeah, I'm not liking this market right now, so I'm just gonna. It's about that time for me to get off, anyways. I think I'm gonna shut it down. Hit that order block here, so now it's in between this order block, this BISI right here, and then it just created this SIBI, right? So like, and hit it. So yeah, this might be a short, but I'm not convinced right now. So yeah, I'm gonna call it today. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it and come back tomorrow. We got a lot of news tomorrow. Man, I should have waited. I would have preferred this short, actually. I would have preferred that short. But all good. All good. All right, y'all. I am going to call it today, and we'll be back tomorrow and see how the rest of the week goes. Started off with a small... It wasn't even a win. So, like, that first one, I don't even count that as a win. I count that as a break even. So, it wasn't a win. But then, yeah, we kind of rejected right there, and we'll see what happens. But I am going to do those trade recaps, though, like I said, and it's going to be on the website, and I'll have more detail on that. And I like to do those way after I'm done trading because then your mind, like, refreshes and all that. So, but yeah, good to see you guys. I'm glad to be back. And, hey, we'll make 26 a great year. So, if you're going to keep trading, as always, trade well, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care.